What's up, guys?
Hey, we're Polo Lewis. We're from Toronto, Ontario.
And we're going to be breaking down our newest song, Corridors.
We first had the idea for this song like back in
2019,
18 maybe.
Yeah.
And I was living at my parents' house, but we had moved to a new apartment. So there was this weird crossover month where the apartment was empty.
Yeah. We had 2 weeks.
But so I just left my production desk in the house. It was the only thing in the whole house.
Yeah.
And we just shedded production every day in there. And it was
great.
Pretty sweet.
It was
Made
fantastic.
a lot of pretty great songs.
It's some pretty fantastic.
And this
music.
is one of those songs.
It's one of those tracks.
Yeah. So this is Corridors.
So, let's talk about that first sound.
Well, so first thing you hear there is you got a bunch of it's like a pluck thing, but it's already been cooked a little bit. Basically, we took this sample.
Which is a pretty cool sound. I like that. We're always really big into the plucks. I think
We like a pluck. This is
pluck.
specifically, I think, the Theodore tugboat sound
Yeah.
is what we called it, or what I called it.
Yeah. I think that was it.
Because it reminds me of Theodore Tugboat. I don't know if anyone else watched that when they were children, but that's what I think of when I hear that sound. Anyways, that we had that little loop and we put it on like an arpeggiator thing. So it's this guy. So we've got him on a quick sampler. Those are the individual little chops of the sample. Just little snippets. And then we put them on an arpeggiator so that they would repeat when we played them.
Yeah.
And then if you look at the MIDI, I think it's actually just going up chromatically. Right, but we hang out in places for different amounts of time, so.
Yeah.
So that's that guy. The other thing is the horror pluck guy. This like super hollow sounding. He just plays 2 notes.
But what's really cool is like when you combine those things together.
Yeah, because you have the super upfront pluck and then the super back there.
This whole
It's very cool. It just like makes you like aware of all this space behind.
it's like sending like a light down like a hallway.
Obviously, we just reversed the first note of this into itself.
Yeah, god damn it, that gets me hard.
It's just it's an easy trick, but it's really effective.
Yeah, it's just a nice way to transition. But yeah, I think that had kind of started.
So that gets us in.
And then, in typical fashion, we'll have some sort of like vocal melody that kind of like some like loop that we can kind of play through. And so I think for this one it was
A lot of the time, like the first melody that we find, or like the catchiest melody that we find, we don't actually use in the vocal itself.
No.
Or like the melody of the words.
Yeah.
It'll be in some other part of the track, usually like a pitched vocal or some kind of backgroundy. Like we call them dolphins.
Dolphins.
So those are a dolphin. We have a couple dolphins in this song actually.
Yeah, a couple different dolphins occupy this space.
Let's look at sense real quick.
Yeah.
Because there's not much going on chordally except for this main pluck. We put it through a filter and it goes through a few different like changes and stuff.
It's that classic like Toronto sound where you just like lo-fi the shit out of everything. So you just have this beautiful, where you just the vocals kind of just sit right at the top.
later we have some other synths. We have this guy that comes in. He's like a piano with all of the attack cut off of him.
I think we used that in Bad, actually.
I think we did. It's like the bad piano.
A lot of times we'll like build these sounds and we'll save them as like presets, and then sometimes they show up again in another place, right? Mm-hmm. You kind of start to like build your library of sounds.
I think the other synth were these ones.
Yeah. You know, get on that 80s train before anybody even knew it was happening.
What else we got? I think that's it for synths, honestly.
Yeah.
It's mostly just these two doing all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we do a little like a minimalist version of the pluck on the way in and out.
Very like.
Yeah. So that's what's going on harmonically. Let's look at the drums and bass.
So. Alright. Yeah, so I don't know. How do I build my drums? I like to use a lot of the same sounds. So I don't know. Where do we start here? So let's start at the kicks. So when it comes to kicks, fucking the count is where I go every time.
Especially for this period of our production.
Yeah, shout out the count.
The man just knows how to record drums.
He does, and that's most of the time why we just go for him. Over.
We got this guy pulled down 13 dB, and it still knocks so hard.
It kind of like, I don't know. It's got this like. It's like a. It always sounds like it's kind of got almost like a towel over the kick, so you get this kind of like soft bounce
it's like
to it.
Muted.
Yeah.
Almost dead sounding. It sounds like someone hit a kick drum with like a stick, but there was a towel. But it's like a drumstick and not like a kick drum beater. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Sounds great. Sounds absolutely fantastic.
I like to go for those kind of kick sounds. I'm not like a very punchy kick guy. I like it to have a good bounce.
Yeah.
And then Julian can double this, but with one of the first sessions that we did with someone else, I told them that the snares are dead. And so for a whole era of Polo Lewis,
refused to use any snares. No snares were allowed.
I don't. Okay, it's not that I don't like snares, and we do use a lot of snares in some of the later stuff. But I like the clap because it doesn't take up as much space, and it still kind of does a lot of the same things. And so I just find that it kind of it hits that 2 and 4 that you need it to, without necessarily taking up too much sonic space. So it's like it's still doing exactly what you want it to do. I just like that sound. Just fucking. No, I like to use like things that hit on the 2 and 4. Yeah, that don't necessarily take up a lot of sonic space, but still kind of do the job.
Yeah, I got like it's like a clap thing.
So
and then that stick.
And then you want to make sure that you keep that like loop interesting. So yeah, it kind of just follows along, which is really cool. But then it kind of, I think over here it like, boom, 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 boom. Just switch up on these hoes. All right, what else do we got?
Yeah, we got the bass.
The bass is big.
That bass.
Bass is big.
We did 4 basses on this track.
So I think we're
doing
kind of like a bit of a dubsteppy kind of thing.
Wow.
Something to actually like fill it out. You kind of have that kind of like the beefy bassy sound, and then you kind of have that like the timbre or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the character.
It's just a texture thing.
The texture thing, exactly. It's kind of, so this really stands out when you hear it all together. Like,
yeah, I think any one of those basses by themselves could do a job.
Yeah.
But I think the job that we wanted done is best done by the combination of all of these basses. Because it doesn't sound like an 808, and it doesn't sound like an organic bass, and it doesn't sound like that dubstep bass. It sounds like kind of all of those things, you know?
Exactly.
Because it is all of those things.
Indeed it is. So, just more stuff to fill it out. You know, you can make 20 sounds sound like one sound in order to, like, make that rim shot or make that snare or whatever that shot is, whatever kind of sits on your 2 and 4, something that's really kind of punchy. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, just hats, of course. And you can kind of even hear there's a little cool, like, boo-doo-boo. Mm-hmm. Little, like a tom. Little tom thing. Doo-doo. I think that was, what is it?
He's the first thing that you hear is that little...
This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Mm-hmm. Tremolos. So you kind of get, like, a little bit of, like, a nice sonic image.
Some movement.
And then, yeah, bring it all together.
So that's the bass and drums. Let's do a quick run of effects and textures. There's not a lot of transition sounds in this song. Sometimes we do like sweepy things because I think I don't even think there's one sweep. Is there even one sweep in this song?
I don't know.
I don't think so. Okay. So there's this post-chorus section.
I don't know why. There, you get your snare right there.
It's actually worth getting into a little bit because all of the instruments change.
Just out of nowhere for no reason.
Just out of nowhere. You get the same vocal that you were just listening to, but other than that. And we like made it naked so that it sounds like there's no reverb.
I think also from like a production standpoint, it's just cool to kind of like throw something different.
Just change everything. Curveball.
Yeah, just take them somewhere else for a second, right?
Yeah. So yeah, this whole section.
So I think we kind of built this as if like this was like the jam session of the song Corridors that like ended up leading to
the recording session that you get to. But it never happened. This is fake. So that we've got this like punch in voice like as though it's over the speaker in the studio.
Hey, sorry guys, we're gonna do another one where we,
I think that's just me.
Yeah.
And then it goes to like this fingerstyle bass, a little distortion. And then the hoo-wows with the vocal chain closer.
Yeah, you just bring it to the front because you're in the middle of like the
because you're in the studio.
Yeah, you're in the studio room, yeah.
And then we have this drum set. Any like more effects and textures really?
Oh, that bike sound. Where's the bike sound?
Where?
I think it's at 43. Yeah. Kind of was like thinking of like a super reverbed out like spinning bike chain kind of thing.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know. You're still like throwing these random sounds into the space. That's why we call it kind of like...
F was ranting so much about space the whole time that we were making this whole song. And like literally for months after this, I think. It was just everything was space.
It's all about space.
Hallways.
Always.
Corridors.
What is your room sound like? Which is pretty. It's like where is this recorded? Where is this produced? Right? And can you build the room that this song like exists in? Do you know what it looks like? Right? Do you know what it sounds like? Can you picture it in your mind? I think that's kind of what inspired that kind of train of thought. Also drugs. Lots of drugs.
Okay, so yeah, let's do vocals.
If we missed anything out and you're like, oh my god, what about that sound? Well, fuck you then.
No, write us a comment.
Yeah, write us a comment. We'll
answer.
Sorry, not fuck you. We love you. All right.
A bitter day in the sun, yeah. Just to know where we stay.
Yes, so you get those cool delay throws.
Like a needle to the main vein. Where you at and where you staying, babe? Your love is like a fucking drug.
I think definitely with like any sort of melodic things that are happening while you're also singing, you kind of have to make sure that it's complementary to the voice or complementary to the leads, right? You really want to support that. Like if you can get a few different hooks in there that can like kind of like dig into someone's brain, that's the goal, right?
But you don't want them in the way of like words in a verse.
Exactly.
For example, you know? Yeah, so that's why this guy. So we wanted that first melody back in again, but we pitched him down.
Yeah.
Where you at and where you staying, babe? Your love is like.
What else we got going on? We got this vocoder underneath the whole vocal.
Jules really likes to use, what's the sound called?
It's vocal synth.
Yeah. So it's cool. You can kind of like, if you open it up, you can kind of like, you can make
get into it.
Make the picture. Make it.
So we got some of this going on. You're basically just taking like a bunch of different like emulated versions of your voice and kind of piling them on top of each other to make this really cool texture-y sound. I like Biobox. That's like for breath and stuff.
Yeah, that's really dope.
And then
Polyvox is always great.
Where you at and where you staying, babe? Your love is like a fucking drug.
So it's the combination of these four, I think, in this case.
Yeah.
And for me, it's the fact that they're triggered by the lead vocals so that they don't get in the way, but just add like a lot of thickness and texture. It's like having 3 or 4 more versions of F, but they're like robots.
Like a needle to the main vein.
It just fills out that vocal so much more.
Your love is like a fucking drug.
And then those delay throws we were talking about.
Drug.
We have these guys in this next section.
So like Julian was really obsessed with.
You know I do anything.
We do the classic like.
That's an understack. Yeah, so in that case, you want the vocal melody on top.
Yeah.
So all of the harmonies are underneath. Just again, support like you were talking about before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle and Kelly. In the in the trio, you know.
In the trio, exactly.
They're really important.
I'm saying, please don't. You know I do anything.
So take the lead out of that.
It's
just the under harmonies.
Just holy fuck.
You know I do anything.
Ugh. You could pull it off of a Destiny Child record.
Same thing again, I think, over here.
You know I do anything.
Ooh! You know?
Yeah, those are nice.
Get Timbaland.
Oh, and then Remy Wolf.
Yeah. I was really obsessed with that Shoddy track.
Yeah.
By Remy Wolf. That whole album was all I was listening to, I think. She has whoa. And I was just like, somewhere I gotta take that and put that in there.
So yeah, we puked it.
Because that's such a That's such a stupid harmony that like works for some reason.
How many are this? Is like 12.
Yeah.
There's like 12 fucking wha-ohs.
Whoa.
And then like yeah, same thing with who's.
Who?
A lot of them.
Shut up, owls. So, what happens when you put all that shit together?
I think that's basically the whole track.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fucking. Oh, is there? Oh, there's one. There's like a guitar thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I put it in as a joke, to be honest.
Just plays that one note. But it actually hits so fucking hard against like this guy. Like that's so sick.
Yeah. Especially when you're dealing with like electronic instruments. Like an organic mix is always nice.
And he's so quiet, but he just sits in like a place rhythmically that he still cuts through, which is so cool. Like I love those little like parts that you can find daylight for.
Yeah.
You know, despite there being a lot of things going on, or it's very dense.
Mm-hmm. Just the one guy in the corner.
Yeah. He just found a spot for himself. You know?
50.
Yeah.
That.
Oh yeah, that thing. This guy.
Yeah, it's like a little firework.
Yeah.
It's always cool. And then the yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like starting up a motorcycle.
A little rev.
It's always cool to like just like I said, kind of just throw in some random shit there, you know? Just so you don't kind of get this same loop going over and over again. If you have a crazy idea, if you're feeling like impulsively or spontaneously creative, you're like, right here, I want to just put something crazy in. Just fucking do it.
I think we also I had a rant at some point about how there's no bridges anymore. The bridge is dead.
Yeah, the bridge is dead.
But so we made a bridge in this song, and it's literally just we go away from the chords for just like a couple times, and then we come back. So, but the chords are still there. It's just this is where the synths come in. Thing is we crushed this pluck with like some distortion and made it just like super mid, and then also binaural pan like just right into the middle. It's super tight.
Just comes and hits you in the face. It's all about like kind of like that foreground background thing.
Yeah, because you're listening to all of this stuff, and then you just go down to one thing that's super upfront, and then back to all of the things again. Hey. Yeah, that's basically the vibe. It's basically the whole track, you know? We bring those same chords back at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think everything. We hit everything. Here's quarters for you, boys, or girls, or whoever. Thanks for watching.
Corridors Internet.
Thanks for watching. We're Polo Lewis.
Thank you for sticking around.
Yeah, check out some of the animated content if you haven't thus yet.
Check out just everything, you know, just get lost in our crazy little world.
Yeah, we made a bunch of songs also. So those are on Spotify and SoundCloud and just whatever you have. We probably are on there somewhere.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll
Anyways,
continue to populate streaming platforms.
Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for checking out Corridors.
Does anyone use Deezer? You know have you ever met anyone that used Deezer?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we'll just play you out. Thanks for listening to us ramble.
My nails sitting